Hello and welcome to Dice Breakers, a D&D podcast and stream with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host and DM, and with me are Greg, Purdy, Mark, Simon, and Joe, my wonderful players. How is everyone doing today? It feels so great to say everybody's name at the same time.
I'm present, yay!
I felt like I had to define last week. I hadn't said Simon. I hadn't said your name a couple of weeks in a row. And I also hadn't said like you're not around. I just didn't say your name, so I defined like we haven't kicked him out. He's just not available. But that's the truth. No, we're kicking. I'm sorry. This is an intervention, Simon. You are in fact being removed from the group.
You can't fire me. I quit.
I can't fire you because I don't employ you.
There's also that.
Anyway, should we do a quick recap?
If you really hated me, you'd employ me so that you could fire me.
Here's your first pay stub, and now you're fired.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah.
Keep me around long enough to do the mandatory HR training.
Yeah. Right. Last week's a pretty short last week, so we'll get to it. And I will explain what's happening with Felix in a second, Simon. Last week, the party made their way down to the city of Melabi to finally talk to the Triton. They found that in all reality, it was a lovely place to be. A counselor by the name of Ramula told them of the customs and stored their weapons carefully whilst they spoke about the reason they had come to the city. He told them he would need to talk to the king, but in the meantime, they will have free food, drink, and board until they can talk to the king about the current issue. After a crying child on a magic shop trip, they headed back and found that they heard back and found that they would need to prove their worth to the king in the form of a ball game. We joined the Strangelings, having just scored a goal against the university team of Malabi, ready for the second round. So, Simon, Felix...
the rules. I need to
powers
the
up.
rules.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
My God.
Felix powers up. It's been... 1 week since I spoke. No, it's been... Ooh, it's probably been a good few days since you shut down. You're sitting probably just on one of the chairs in the Falcon. And you realize quite quickly, you realize that you're used to the Falcon being quite stable, but the Falcon is currently like bobbing. Like you're in water, and you step outside. You see Captain
My
Bertain.
calibration settings are okay.
Yeah, you see Captain Bertain and Bertano, doing their thing. No one else is on the ship, and you are in fact in the sea, in the middle of the sea. The things that you can see around at the moment, no land, but you can see in the distance, quite far away. I wouldn't say in what distance, in what direction. You wouldn't know, but it's to the north of you. It's like a huge storm in the distance. It's very far away. No sort of worry for you, but it's just a big storm in the distance. And I imagine
Question.
Yes?
Is it safe to say that I'm not exhausted anymore?
Yeah, we'll go with you not being exhausted anymore. I think you've technically had like 15 long rests in the time.
At least 3.
No, because when you power down, it doesn't count as a long rest because it wasn't intentional. No, that's fine. Bertano comes over as you step out onto the deck into the cool air. It's cold, but it's not freezing. And he says, "Well, it's good to finally see you awake again, my friend."
Hi. Where are we? I feel like I've been out for a while.
To the south of the Ceros Islands. What have you missed? We have saved your friend, Tav, whatever you call him.
Oh, yeah, you've missed a lot.
I
Saved him from what?
The caves in the north.
Oh, yeah.
We then moved over to Veluna for a second, and
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It looks like Alex's battery is powered off.
Struck by lightning.
Alex is powered down.
Yes.
We'll see him in 2 weeks' time.
No.
I don't think we've ever had this before.
Right, guys, this is me launching a coup.
I knew you'd be behind this, Joe.
Uh-oh.
Table job's just gone as well.
It
Uh-oh.
has.
Oh dear. Big
Herring.
sad.
Yeah.
Herring, do your thing.
For those of
Cost too much
you
powers.
listening along at home, don't panic. Everything will be returning to
Everything
normal.
is
Yes, oxygen masks will fall from the
What's
ceiling.
going on? Because I'm having really bad internet problems. And I
Alex is frozen.
It's spreading.
say I don't think I'm the only one having the internet problems right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you're... Yeah. people listening at home, oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling.
Oh.
Even if you are outside, don't ask.
Power's gone.
Oh.
Whole power's gone.
Mm.
My
Apparently.
power. Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
So, what happened was, Felix, that Tav had been, when you got there, Tav had been captured by some underground, somebody else jumping up against.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Underground dwarves. And
then you nearly left me there to fight Orion.
That's right,
I didn't realize was there.
Exactly, but unfortunately, you powered down. But everybody else carried on, managed to get as far as where Tav was, and
and we got the big friendly guy out.
Yes, we also got the big
yeah, friendly guy. Yeah, yeah.
Lug, we got
Was he not a friendly guy?
And
Oh, he's friendly.
We all
He's
went.
very friendly.
Then we all went back to Veiluna and found that.
We don't.
I was going to say
know
Violet.
these things. He has to find out these things in game.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I thought that.
Well, I mean, but it seems like Botano was kind of explaining it to me on the ship anyway, so that's probably
Yes,
it.
that's right. Bertrana was explaining it on the ship.
Oh, yeah, Bertrana was just hanging around for all this awkwardly.
Yes. So, yeah, Lug turned out to be somebody we knew. Should we tell them who Lug was?
I think you would know everything up to where we are.
Fair enough. So in that case, when Elsie was introduced to Lug, it turned out that Lug was actually Elsie's long lost half brother. What was his name?
You know the one that was at. You know the one we
the magical
knew about.
friend.
That's it.
The one that was at the university that went missing, and she
The
kind of
guy-
ignored the fact that you went missing.
The guy who is
Oh.
basically Zegith but related to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
That was
Yeah.
the real revelation.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah.
think you're glossing over here.
exactly. So Barty
Elsie's only
managed to-
attracted to buff hot nerds.
Barty-
Elsie's only attracted to skinny, nerdy guys who turn buff.
Yeah, see, her brother was never skinny and nerdy. That's why Vegas is nothing like.
He came
Her
out of the
brother.
womb ripped as hell. Buff baby.
Buff baby.
So Barty managed to.
I was trying to get him out, and he was just tug of war the umbilical cord.
Barty managed to get rid of the enchantment or whatever that was causing him to be stupid, so he's now sort of aware again.
Oh, good.
And we then.
God, and we considered leaving him there. Yikes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
In
Like,
fact,
when
I think we
found
might
that out,
have
I was like,
briefly
what?
considered killing him.
And then we ended up trying to track down this. Where did the quest come from? It was about.
So once we'd rescued Tav, the next plan of action was to do something about this kind of red dragon that the enemy forces seem to
This
have.
whole thing, yeah.
So we were told that there was a legend of there being a gold dragon from where the ASMR had come from on their island. So we were like, we should see if it's maybe still there or real. So we did.
This is part of the convoluted plan where we were going to get Veiluna
We were
to
going,
protect
we were going
itself
to
by attacking Veiluna.
our own city.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was apparently okay with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Well, I think most of
we-
us were under the impression that the gold dragon was going to help protect the city from the red dragon, but apparently that's not
That's
what
what
we
I
agreed
thought.
to.
Yeah.
This is a point that I have been very confused about for several weeks because I did fully understand that was the plan. I can't remember who raised that plan, but I was very confused about why we were all going ahead with it. Now it makes more sense that you didn't know.
But what Bertano would know up to this point is that we found the dragon, and they said, "Sure, I'll help you if you just do something for me first. Go to the city
What could go wrong?
of Triton people a little bit away and find out why my island is sinking, because that sucks, bro." So that's what we've left the ship to do. So the ship is currently floating on said ocean. Because it's
Is he a golden dragon and a frat boy?
no. She's a woman who wants to be left alone.
I see.
A woman.
Sorority
It's-
sister.
It's the Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah.
The damn Judy Dench.
The dam?
That's what you said.
I said dame.
Oh, I heard dam.
Oh,
It's that
also,
damn Julie
the-
Dench.
Damn!
also, we found out that the ASMR, before leaving the island, genocided the other 2 races that were living on the other 2 islands.
Well, we don't know that. We know there was
Oh,
a
yes.
war.
We
and
do
the
know.
ASMR
We do
the
know
AC
that.
The ASMR are claiming that the war was started by the other guys, but there's no one left to say that's true or not true because they're all dead apart from the ASMR.
Sounds very much
That's how we know
like
that they-
That definitely isn't a thing that has happened in the real world at all.
Well, that's
certainly
that's not
doesn't
factual.
sound like colonizing.
There's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
person who there was one person around who knows the truth, and that is the Golden Dragon, because the Golden Dragon was there when it all happened. So, at some
Isn't
point,
Jake
there's a
Long the
conversation
Golden
to be had. Say again. Isn't what?
Isn't Jake Long the Golden Dragon?
He's the American dragon.
American. There you go.
There's only one American dragon, and it's Jake Long.
Yeah. That was a good TV show, and by
yeah,
good I
and
mean
we-
I watched it when I
we
was
got to-
12.
We got to the dragon's lair, and then and we managed to do the last obstacle by realizing that we could have done the same thing that we did for the last
Yeah.
obstacle. For all of
We
the
could have
obstacles,
bypassed the
it
whole
would've been
fucking
super
thing.
easy.
Oh,
we could
fun.
have just bypassed basically all of it, and we didn't. 'Cause it
That
didn't occur
thing
to us.
was using
But I
the
wouldn't know this
amulet.
because Batano wouldn't know this, right?
Hmm?
Are we now in Batano wouldn't know this territory?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well that's fine. It won't have any
For
bearing.
Batano, I think would not know past getting to above
Yeah,
the Triton City.
yeah.
Because
He does know
he-
some things that the rest of you don't know, though, so that's fun.
probably
Oh.
The whole,
like how he's.
I mean, like-
betray-
yeah, that whole thing. That
How to
whole-
fix a giant hover ship?
No,
That's the
I
thing
think
that he knows that we don't.
Ray asked him
Oh,
to
that's true.
stick around for a whole casting thing.
Casting.
Oh yes. I
What,
forgot
like
about that.
casting couch? What is this?
I cast that the contact other plane thing again. That could have made me insane, but
Oh.
it worked again, and I kind of wish
Oh.
it made me insane instead, because turns out it did that anyway. Just fourth wall
I-
breaking.
I mean, can't make something insane if it's already insane.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wasn't a joke, Greg.
Presumably. I've never done it.
I know, I'm just hiding the
Right.
pain.
Have we received any instructions?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool.
And then
What
the
should we-
in-game
what
universe
should we do
exploded and
to-
everyone died. Yeah.
What should we do to fill the time?
I spy.
One green
Oh,
bottle standing on the wall.
I don't know, what should we do to fill the time?
Well, I'm redrawing Elsie.
Let's talk shit about Alex. What?
Don't we do that anyway?
Oh, that's a fair point.
We do that to his face only. It's respectful shit talking.
Let's say nice things about Alex. That's something we never do.
Oh yeah, there we
Alex,
go.
Oh no, why would we
I'm not
do
sure.
that?
No, I'm going to struggle.
Alex, if you can hear us, because you've got us playing through your phone or something, send us a message if you want us to do something specific. If not, we're just gonna ramble, I think.
We can.
We're just
Okay.
gonna do our own shit like normal.
I'm now Alex.
Aww.
He's a little
I
guy.
remember that, Alex.
He's just a little guy.
There's so much hope
See, I
in you
can't
guys.
react because I've
Send
got
it to a
my
little guy.
fucking things turned off.
Wait, what?
Say again?
Huh?
I can't react because I've got all the cameras turned off because my internet's not allowing me to view cameras.
Oh no.
Then- What's that?
You'll have to take a photo and send it in chat.
We can go on sport ball break. We trounced them, and now we can game plan.
What?
Is that,
My plan is to do basically the same
Oh,
thing.
I want to
ball-
cast Bane
ball
this time.
games. Sports ball.
Hello.
Just a little guy.
Hello?
It's
Oh.
the same
Hello.
picture.
I'll just turn the volume up. So, are you without power?
So, it's not actually without powers. Half of our plugs have just be off, but half of them are still on, like half the power's on. But we have a breaker system that didn't break. So, I don't know really what's up.
Oh. But you got no.
Well, your timing is excellent.
Yes.
I know. It was the popping on a day that's already been going badly. So, we're gonna phone our landlords, at least see what they want us to do, and I may be able to join in a second on Sarah's laptop.
Okay, I mean, if you want to, you can always come over here and use the other one over here.
Well, can we see how it goes first? Because at the moment we are very stuck.
Yeah, no problem at all.
No, you may not.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Everyone's saying hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Until then, I don't know if the podcast can repeat if you want. The game is on pause because the referee decided that the weather conditions. Yeah, there's a storm coming in, so
Underwater weather
we just have
conditions.
downtime.
Downtime. We can go shopping.
Shopping!
Yeah, let's go buy some more magic items.
Makeover episode, yeah.
Let's everyone decide what magic items we're buying.
I was about to say, the first episode that Simon's back and we all decide to go shopping, the one
Yeah.
Simon.
I'm gonna really splash out and buy a short sword of warning.
No. Ray's going to persuade the shopkeeper to give all the things to us for free.
Ray can do that now.
Well, Ray apparently managed to get us quite significant discounts last time while also not being able to speak the language.
It's been incredible.
Otherwise, we'll
just splash them or something? Like what?
I spoke to them with words.
Bye.
What?
There you go.
Oh,
That was a lovely picture of you, though, Mark.
That's me in Ninja. Well, that's not me, Ninja.
Those are your texts.
That is me saying to Alex, "What's going on?" There you go. That's me.
I guess we're on break then. Weather conditions have
that.
canceled the game.
And that's you can't just behind all that crap. You can see the leopard we saw in India.
Oh.
Anyway,
Right, I'm gonna take this opportunity to send you, Greg, the link to the character for the one shot, and I will send you some messages
That's a
about
one
how
shot?
I'm going to be playing him.
well, I'm just
When's the one shot?
This is another one shot.
Oh, I see.
I'm just used to Willerman at the moment, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll do the bass, and I mean, I can't do bass, but I can have a go.
I can't work out how to make this person
a
right.
multi-part Wellerman tune. I'm sure we'll get it done by the time Alex gets back.
I'm confused.
Joker start. The Wellerman thing.
Oh, on the
that?
bass line, I don't know what the bass line for it is.
Page not found.
The Wellerman come.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Belly of Tea. Something like that.
The wind blew up, her bows dipped down, oh blow.
Going for it.
Oh my bully boys blow.
Going for a topical trend.
Wellerman come, drink a sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tug is tender, take
Okay. My internet cut out and I just joined back in as you said sugar tea and rum. I was like, what the fuck?
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah.
Sugar and tea and rum, apparently.
Are you able to access that link, Greg?
No.
You're not?
Error 404.
Why not?
Page
Oh,
not
it's because I've sent you a link to Barty's character sheet instead. My bad.
Whoops.
How there.
Just took the URL. Let me get the right one.
It's weird how the game is canceled because of weather, and every store in the area is also closed because of weather.
Yes.
Yeah. And also,
Wow.
it's cancelled because of weather, but also you're underwater.
Yeah.
Is there weather underwater?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen
Why
SpongeBob?
not?
No, that's a bad one, actually.
Oh no.
So,
Are you in Bikini Bottom? Is that what's happening?
A little bit. Right,
Oh,
can you access
no.
that one, Greg?
Yes, I can.
Excellent.
Do you
How
wish you
have
couldn't?
this? I just saw the name of it immediately, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
This is that thing.
Oh, that's.
Right.
I wanted to try this subclass at some. It's like a fun one.
So all we can do then is have a fight. Who wants to do a bit of fighting?
We can do what?
Don't we have to? Don't we have to
Oh,
have?
we could actually do like a little mock
Sparring.
fight, couldn't we?
Sparring, yeah. 2 teams.
We've already seen how this goes. I cast one spell that messes with your mind, and then you
And
you're
you just fight each
stuck.
other, yeah.
Exactly.
Then you're boned.
Yeah, actually, Ray's gotten rid of his spells. Like,
So I'll be on Ray's team then.
That's
Me and my
beautiful.
echo. Me and my echo.
That's wonderful, Joe. I'm excited.
Cool.
Just out of interest, did you guys level up while I was away?
No,
I
no.
don't think so.
No.
we haven't had any points for ages.
We haven't
Cool.
even asked because it seems like we're on one continuous quest right now.
I mean, that is like, yeah, the entire of this
Mm-hmm.
campaign, really.
Yep.
We've had our like individual subquests plotline, and now we're back to the main series arc.
We did find out there was a moment that I'm not sure that you were around for. Oh, you'll have to remind me if you were. Where we found out that Unit Toll quest line might have been for nothing.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that was. I think it was like at the end of the session. The last one. Was?
Yeah.
But it
So
turned out
I checked on that, and apparently whoever gave us the instructions for the potion also made the same mistake that we did.
Yeah, with the Aori nullifiers. Yeah.
I think we're
Okay.
probably the only ones that know that those things were not the Aeorian nullifiers,
Yeah.
aside from the
Yeah.
the dwarf.
Well, I mean, the Aori nullifiers presumably, no?
That would depend on how self-aware they are.
I guess.
I'm just trying to think.
I know how I can beat Tav in a fight. Banishment. Goodbye.
Why would that work?
I mean, how high is your charisma, Tav?
My charisma bonus is 0.
Yeah. It'd work for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute, and then he.
And then I just walk away.
And... you.
Yeah, but by that point, I'll have a fire shield and mirror
just,
image
like,
and
the thing is-
sanctuary.
Is that you can't even fly away to escape him because he just has permanent flight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he flies faster than me too.
And I only fly at 30.
Is banishment a concentration?
It is, yeah.
Concentration, I said.
Concentrate.
Concentrate.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing is, both mirror image and fire shield are not. So
What? That seems.
that-
Image is concentration unless it's great.
yeah.
That is mad.
So mirror image, fire shield, and then sanctuary on myself. None of those are concentration. And then I just wait for him to come back and watch him hurt himself as he tries to hit me.
Gunslinger is such a theoretically cool class, but then like when you're fighting against like existential level threats, I just they're like, oh, I've got a gun.
I don't.
Like,
I don't know what's.
even like that. Even
I
the top
honestly
level
don't-
like ability things are like not that impactful on like
I
a,
feel like
you're
the-
I think
fighting with
that's
God's
a
level.
general fighter thing, though. I don't think that's gunslinger specific.
Yeah.
That's fair. Although I think Echo Knight probably has a little bit more flexibility in that regard.
I don't know. I mean, it's great fun. But I mean, it's great against somebody who you can hit. But if I can't hit them for whatever reason, then I got nothing.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
better.
hit points. I can take a lot of damage. But you know, I mean, and it's good to sort of we use it more for I sort of I zap into the echo and have a look around kind of thing. And it's great in a fight for the first round or first couple of rounds. But if I come up against somebody who's good at defending and I can't actually hit them, then I'm like, my thing is I hit you very hard with my sword, and if you stop me hitting you with my sword, I can't really do much else.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's as you say, that's the thing about fighters in general. But on the other hand, if I can hit them with my sword, it can be quite devastating. And I do things I haven't really done much with the echo. Like one of the things I keep forgetting about is what's it called? Something Martyr.
Shadow Martyr. I
Shadow
think you've
Martyr, that's
talked
it.
about it, but you've not had
I've never had the
too much
opportunity
of an
to read
opportunity.
No, I can make the echo throw itself in front of an attacker at another creature. So theoretically, if I remembered in time, and one of the weaker ones, or less sort of melee-based characters, was being thumped, I could actually throw my echo in front of them, in front of the attack. But I tend to forget about that one. So remind me next time. Oh, she's gone.
But
No, it's back again.
Yep, I'm having internet problems.
Yeah, well, I was doing something on my other screen here on the right, and that was struggling. So I think my internet isn't working as well as it should.
yeah, internet problems. Clearly, I just shouldn't have come back. I'm clearly the issue.
No, my
I
internet, of
don't-
course, is sluggish. Something's going. But of course, they're doing all that stuff around here where they're putting the optical fibre down. I wonder if that's affecting it as well.
Could be.
So, I don't know.
So,
Oh, I've just found a problem with.
you guys come here often?
Yes.
Once a week actually.
Oh.
Went to see.
What's the problem with D&D Beyond?
There's some. I'm looking at my character for next week, and it's saying about there's something that I can do 3 times, but it only has 2 boxes for it.
Oh,
So I'll
what's
just
that?
have to remember that.
Remembering things is not my forte.
Same.
Either.
Same. I literally have a diagnosis for that.
My diagnosis is just being stupid.
I thought you were going to say being
It's
old.
not just being stupid.
That too, yeah. But the thing is, I always used to be like this, so it isn't just being old. Now I have more of an excuse for it. I went to see the new Venom film day before yesterday.
Oh,
Venom
So what did you think?
Sony trying to desperately insert themselves into the Marvel universe.
It was okay. It was. Yeah, some good bits. I mean, I wouldn't rave about it, but it's alright.
Yeah. There is actually speculation, Simon. I don't know on
Yeah,
how much you
I've heard.
is that it's the other way round,
Oh, really?
and Spider-Man: No Way Home will end with him being in a Sonyverse, and he'll be erased from the MCU.
Oh.
Oh.
Because
Presumably that's at Sony's instigation rather than Marvel's. Or Disney's.
No
rather.
idea. But we still don't really know what the deal was that they came to, like last year or the year before, whenever
Yeah.
it was. So
I think the broad
We
assumption
won't-
has been
we
that
won't
they'll
know.
have some sort of inclusion in the MCU, but
I
I
think we
guess
can
it depends.
definitely say that there's some disagreement going on behind the scenes, because apparently there's been some disagreement over trailers and posters, and that's one of the reasons why we have a film coming out in a month and a half that's going to be one of the biggest films of the year. We've had one trailer last month, and there are currently no posters out for it. Like, there's
Yeah.
no
Wow.
marketing being done for this film.
yeah. Well, I mean, you say no
It-
marketing. Did you guys see Needle in a Time Stack?
No.
Needle in a time stack.
No, you didn't. Oh my god, amazing! It's a film that's just come out that is basically just it's hot garbage. It's terrible, but it's got like a whole bunch of like Oscar nominated or like winning actors in it, and it's just like Orlando Bloom's in it, and like all of this stuff, and like literally a trailer was released the day before it was released.
Really?
And that is all of the
Wow.
publicity that it got. It is being pretty much like it's being like panned by critics to the extent where it's probably going to become like a cult classic bad film.
That's brilliant.
It's based off a short novel that is like, I don't know, probably takes like 2 hours or something to read, and they've made it into like a feature length film. It's what's his fucking face? Ridley Scott.
Oh.
Really
Who was basically this is like Ridley Scott's bad film.
Can you hear
Has
us?
anyone got plans to see June?
Hello.
Hi, Alex.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Hello. Okay. Obviously, I am on a laptop. We have issues. What's going to end up happening is, I'll explain in a second, but we're only going to be doing half a session because we've got to have people come around and sort out electrical issues. This is fun. It's not just a breaker breaking and then that. It's breaker is fine and half the power's gone. So.
Is it?
Ah.
Like, no, at the risk of us losing even half a session. You sure you're in a position or that you're wanting to run half a session if you've got?
I can
stuff
run
going
half
on?
a session. I want to get this going. The people will come around at 4:30, so we can do half a session until 4. We got a little bit to
You
do
finish
some
this
stuff.
game.
We will not be okay. So get into DM mode, assuming you can hear me fine and everything.
Sorry.
I mentioned whilst you weren't listening particularly, you've been called back in. There's a gunfire goes off, and you're called back into the changing rooms, and you remember your friend, your trainer, explains to you that it is inclement weather holding off the game for a little bit. What happens? I'm going to call them underwater maelstroms can end up happening, which is a danger. People being outside can cause major issues. So you've been called inside to talk strategy and stuff, or vaguely staying around inside. So because I can't access half the shit that you need to do to actually do the game. So it's RP. We can do RP sessions. I don't know what you've been doing in the meantime. I'm assuming you've caught Simon up with what happened.
Pretty much.
We
Yeah,
told him
lovely.
everything that Botano would know.
Bartano.
And a little bit that you would.
Ah, it's fine. I figured you'd all be caught up. What I was going to say in this case is I'm assuming that Felix would go underwater to meet the rest of the crew.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, he just stayed in the ship.
So you have a ring given to you. That is I believe there was enough for everyone. Although, do you need to breathe underwater? Is that a question we've ever approached?
I
Do I
don't
need to
think
breathe?
Warforged have to breathe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Warforged breathe, so you don't have to. So you dive into the water.
I
Yeah.
don't think that we got him a ring anyway.
Yeah. To save
Yeah.
explaining what I explained last time, too much. It's like 15 minutes of just falling. Although you're made of metal, so you probably fall a little bit faster into the deep, dark depths of the waters around the Ceres Islands, until eventually you see these wonderful, like, sparkling lights below, revealing a city made of like large stacks of coral and all sorts of fancy, like, natural formed rocks and stuff formed into these buildings. And these buildings are a little different to what you're used to, in that because gravity is not something they have to worry about as much for Tritons, they have, bladders, or what are they called, floating bladders. What's the word? I forgot it last time. I've forgotten it again. No. Inside they have the fish have them.
They're able to swim.
Swim bladder.
Swim bladders, yeah. So they can. There's like a door at every like floor of these buildings, like really tall buildings with a door at every floor because people just swim in, swim out. As you get down to the bottom, you would be. What do we?
It's just like what we were talking about.
You would be. It would be made pretty obvious to you quite quickly that you're not exactly the usual character to be around a city like this. There's a load of Tritons swimming around, all looking at you like, okay, we've had some strange people come through, but that's even stranger. There's a bloody robots come up in here.
Rude.
And you eventually are welcomed. I'm going to skip through a lot of this because it's basically the same stuff that we've been through previously. You're welcomed by a particular Triton who comes down to you as you sit on the bottom thinking, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here, and does this like movement with his hands and opens up this bubble of air around you, the sphere of air around you, ready for you to talk perfectly normal. Now, I'm assuming actually you wouldn't struggle to talk underwater because again, you like verbally
No,
sort of have a speaker. But it's still easier. It's more appreciated and speaks to you and says that your friends are already here, or you would explain who you are. Your friends are already here. They're currently playing a game of sports ball. And you'd say, what is sports ball? And he'd say, well, you can talk to them about that because the game of sports ball is currently on break. He would say, there's not many people around. You'll notice everyone's going into their houses because we have a weather warning. If you would follow me quickly, we need to get inside before the danger comes around. And this is when you would be led through the city, these fantastically amazing buildings, led to what looks like a giant coliseum, round through a back door, through a couple corridors, swimming the whole time, into a changing room where, in a giant spheroid bubble, is sitting everyone that you're used to spending the days with, including Zegeth and all of that. And all of you will see him just swim in. You're a big robot
Hey,
buddy.
Felix. Is he swimming by
Does he
himself?
swim? Does he swim?
Oh,
Or is he heavy enough? He just walk on the.
Coming in as well to.
Because I imagine since he's made of metal, he would just sink like a stone. So he just sort of walking on the bottom.
Maybe.
Yeah, to be fair, you can probably walk. I mean, you probably have little tiny jets and things to help you swim because you are humanoid. But yes.
Little like fans in the bottom of his feet. That just...
I just transform like a transformer.
Hey, Felix.
Ah,
Hi, this is weird.
I'm glad you could join us. This place is lovely. It's been amazing.
I hear you're playing sport.
Oh yes.
Why?
Yeah, we're like really good at it.
What? Why? What?
Our hosts wish us to prove our worth.
Yeah, it's like have you ever seen or heard the tale of the road to El Dorado?
No.
No.
Okay, then don't worry about that then.
This city seems like a weird way to welcome people to your city.
It's like a gladiatorial thing. It's to show valor and all the rest of it, and that we have.
I feel like I give them tourism advice.
They don't get a lot of tourism. We're like the first visitors here in ages.
Well, clearly need practice.
The food
Cool.
is very nice. Not that you will care about that, I guess.
No.
But the people have been very nice. We haven't been asked to fight anyone like we thought we were going to.
That's good.
They were actively like, no, why would we do that?
Okay, I like these people.
It's been great. We bought some magic stuff, I think.
You think?
Yeah, this place has been great.
Cool. So what after you've played the sports? Then we've find out the magic dragons.
The king who rules this place is going to tell us or find out for us why the island the dragon is on is sinking, which I have deduced from what you said. Botano has told you.
Yeah, it was very confusing to be honest. I was kind of groggy as well. Yeah, this whole battery thing's weird. I mean, it's better than being dead, and it's better than being a house, but it's not that great.
Sorry, you'd hear from the corner someone you didn't quite notice was there. It's another Triton who is dressed in this like all tracksuit body. He's just sitting in the corner. When you said it, he's just like, what?
It's a long story. I don't.
He's the coach.
Yeah, you also noticed that this guy has a different accent to the other ones. The other ones were speaking with what we in the real world would consider French, or at least as close as I can do to a French accent. As he doesn't.
He has an Australian accent.
Yes.
He doesn't. He has a London accent.
Is that what it is?
Are you sure that he has a London accent?
Fucking London accent. It was. It wasn't extended enough to be Australian.
Well, yes.
So who's this from?
So he's our coach. He's from the Catherine Gap, near where me and Zegeth are from. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Coach, you mentioned something about a giant necromantic kraken. Is that something that we should? Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Is this not a thing that you wanted to investigate as soon as he mentioned it? Like this doesn't seem like a side.
There was a lot going on at the time. We had to learn the rules of the sports ball.
Not really sure why you'd want to know about the kraken. I wouldn't advise going over to that.
It's honestly way too much to explain to you right now. So...
Well, I mean, it's maybe something that it would be nice to know about, just because.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean,
it's a kraken.
We aren't exactly doing much right now, so. Well, obviously lived underwater. Knew about the kraken for a while. Didn't really disturb us much as long as you stay out of its territory. Quite a big territory. Got its own lair and all that. Didn't really distract us that much. We usually led our lives. They led their lives. Sometimes you'd hear of stories of, ships being attacked, or you might have warnings about the cities. But we know what we were doing. Mostly staying out of its way. But God, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention. But if you talk to any of the scientists and marine biologists that talk about this, I ain't a marine biologist. who talk about this. They say it must be like a few decades since it got a little more aggressive, just a bit. But over the past, few decades, especially in the past like 5 years or so, it's been exploring out of its territory and wildly more powerful. Like a lot of these cities have to, move on. I just got out of there because I was like, I'm done with this now. Like, having to have constant warnings and stuff. Basically, just got like real powerful, real big. Really hard to kill. I mean, some people have tried, but
have they tried talking to it?
It's not really something you talk to. You get close and it tries to eat you.
I don't know. I feel like Barty would manage. Maybe. It seems like
You're welcome to try.
I mean, I could try talking to a kraken. I'm gonna see if I can actually find out a little bit more information. And I'm gonna sit on, I'm assuming, a bench.
There's a few benches. The way I imagine this room is like not a particularly big room, but there's like 2 benches, maybe like sort of in the middle, and then these lockers around the outside, some hooks, maybe a little room that goes through to a shower that obviously is like pristine and clean because it's never really used by the Triton because they don't wash like in the same way as you would with a shower,
Are these is the kind of surroundings like particularly kind of mermaidy, or is it literally just like a surface level city? Like is this going to be like sitting on table coral? Like,
so the way I've described it before is a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the buildings. This one's a little different, but a lot of the buildings are like naturally inside of caverns and things that already exist, or built up outside of that. This is a bit more built up, still built out of like coral-like substance, but they've evidently made, like bigger stones and bricks from compacted. You don't know what method they're using, but to make buildings as such. The things you're sitting on are made out of a sort of the rest of you would realize it's a similar-esque substance to what like the weapons the guards were holding is made out of. It's sort of like I don't really talk about it too much, but it's like an element of its own right. It's not quite stone, not quite metal, not quite any of those sort of things. It seems tough, seems durable and formable, evidently. And it's this sort of thing is integrated in there. Then there's other bits of like coral and such. Like a wooden bench would be metal legs and a wood on the top, sort of thing. It's got that sort of in there. So it has a bit of everything. The lockers are made out of whatever this substance is as well, instead of being metal. Basically, anything would be metal.
Is there a castle in a giant treasure chest?
No.
Occasionally opens and releases problems.
No.
I would like to cast Sending, please, Alex.
More than welcome to.
I am going to contact someone that we have not yet contacted.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something you can do with something.
Hello, Kraken. We are your friends.
It's someone that I know. I have not contacted him, so I'm not trying to contact the Kraken.
Mr.
Come
Kraken.
on.
I would have to try and meet the Kraken for that.
I will be asking, by the way, for details on spells a lot more, probably, because I can't currently open up all of your sheets as I usually would.
So I'm going to
So we can lie.
cast Sending and contact Jasper Spot.
Jasper Spot.
Jasper Spots, if you remember who he is. You probably don't. It's fine.
Totally. I'm not going to start looking at.
Would you like me to send you the link, or I can just tell you who he is?
Is it in your thing in Google Drive?
Yeah, it's in one just called Bartlett just there.
Jasper. Hang on.
I can just tell you who he is. It's not like a big secret.
Yeah, sure.
You don't need to tell. Alex knows, obviously.
For the sake of the podcast, why don't you tell everyone who Jasper Spots is?
So Jasper Spots is the guy who I believe he's a human, and he runs a tavern in Marrow called Miss Mary's Mistake. Miss Mary being his mother.
Oh, right.
And he was the guy who gave Bartlett his first job, washing dishes in local tavern, so that he could watch and talk to the cooks when he was, still quite young.
Okay.
Good.
Jasper, there he is. Okay, so what are you sending over?
So I've only got 25 words for this. Okay.
Yes, you do.
Hi, Jasper. It's Barty. Hope you're well. Have there been any rumors or news about krakens in the Catherine Gap recently? Lots of love, Barty.
Just a standard email home.
So he's from the same area you are, Marrow.
He's from Dino Faro.
In Dino Faro, but he lives in
Marrow.
Lives in Marrow.
And
so that's
presumably
on the coast.
still runs Miss Mary's Mistake.
So he'd have his Irish accent as the rest. But I guess it's ascending, so we don't really hear it back. Yeah, you get one back. And he'd say, "Hi, Barty. Lovely to hear from you. What's been going on? No more rumors recently than you would have heard. What particularly were you looking for?" That's 25.
I will relay that to the group. So my friend Jasper says that there's no new news about krakens in the Catherine Gap.
What was this an expected thing?
Well, I mean, kind of. So I've got to get up the right thing now because I've got a whole sheet that I've got to find. So there's kind of like you hear stories, and when you're working on taverns and stuff on like a ship front or on the docks, then all sorts of sailors come through. Various kind of sailors from the navy, will say every so often that there was a kraken. So I remember them saying that the kraken was sighted passing through the Catherine Gap a few years back. A lot of people said they were making that up, but the fishermen around that time did say that there were fewer catches in that kind of season. That's the last thing I know of. Hang on, I should get back to him, otherwise he's just gonna be waiting, and that's rude. So I'll cast sending again. So I'm currently in a Triton city. The food is excellent. Hoping to hear news of large kraken with unusual powers or magic. Stay safe, Batty. I'm 25.
Okay, yeah. Go back saying, sounds fun. Hang on. It sounds fun. Fish stocks have been low recently. I will send out questions to friends to find information and get back if find anything. Peace.
Cool. He's gonna look into it. He's still kind of on the ship front, so he might find out something for us. He's a nice guy.
Cool.
Good. Excellent.
I'm assuming, I'm assuming we're all
Continue.
thinking that would be where we find that stone.
Yep. That would be our only lead, other than the necromancers that we know of. One of whom is dead, and the other one we're not cool with.
Yeah, you only betrayed him. It's fine. That's not going to come around to bite you in the ass.
We haven't betrayed him. We just haven't
What?
given him all the information yet.
Mm-hmm. So white lies so much better. Now Zegeth perks up and he says, "So, let's just go with a bit of a presumption that Big Kraken exists. We think is whatever infused, swallowed, or I don't know, has kept hold of a Death Stone. There's going to be quite a powerful creature, I would imagine. I don't think any of us will deny. What are we going to do about that?"
I don't know. I've kind of been thinking, like, if the Kraken can't defend the stone, then what makes us think that we could?
I mean, that's true, but it's not an alternative to destroying the stone. I mean, if it's getting, over the past few years, more and more raucous, it's going to start killing things quite definitely.
I'm not sure how much help it could be, to be honest. I don't think shooting things underwater is I don't know if it'll even work.
I
Oh. Have the guards that brought Felix here left at this point?
Yeah.
Cool. Felix, whatever you do,
Gator
don't
Max
take
is
the gun
still.
out.
Gator Max is still chilling in the corner.
That's fine. Whatever you do, don't take out a weapon here, Felix. They really don't like it.
Okay.
In fact, because of it, Gator, he knew we were talking about. Like, well, it sounds like you've got a conversation to have that I am not a part of. I'm going to just go around the corner, still inside the building, grab a drink. If you need me, just come find me. Just swims off. Well, walks off and then swims off.
Thanks, Coach.
Zega says, I think our best port of call is to find... They have, naval ships around there? I mean, if we can
the Navy,
find at least find some assistance from the Navy.
The
not
Navy.
necessarily...
there's an apostrophe with Navy.
It's
not the Navy.
Port of call, I see what
If we could find assistance from them, at least in what would be the best way forward, I am not a person for battle, let alone naval battle. I assume Tavi were not versed in battle at sea.
I am not, I'm afraid.
But you might be versed in battle from the air, which is probably fairly similar. Like, regardless of where the other person is you're flying.
I think battle tactics are similar in most places, and the underwater, yes, it's a three-dimensional arena, similar to being in the air. I could potentially ask, what do they call themselves now? The Platinum Guard? To help us, of course.
I believe they call themselves the Celestial Army, but the city of Veluna has come to call them the Platinum Guard.
I think we need to...
Did no one hear that really loud seagull? Everyone else... Just... Okay. I just want to make sure that I wasn't...
Yeah, we're by the sea, obviously.
Yeah, somewhere below the sea. Zega says, Gator did say the Kraken does come to the surface to attack ships sometimes. If we can entice it to the surface, then we can use ships.
We need to be careful. We know that Jacqueline and his people are very smart. They are tactical. If they see us go through this fight, they're going to wait till the very end when we finally get it to come and take it from us when we're all weak.
True.
And if we involve the Navy, then all the Navy will be weak as well, and they will kill all the Navy and any of the support that we have, and we'll be left with nothing.
You are not incorrect, but we also know that they are powerful, and they could get the stone themselves. Or, even worse, try to use the chaotic nature of the Kraken in itself to start sowing destruction. We have a responsibility to at least deal with this.
Yes. I think it is definitely our responsibility to deal with this.
We're going to be walking right into their hands.
We must, I think, at least make the attempt.
I am not disagreeing with this idea that it is dangerous, and I do think we need to have a solution. But as a preliminary idea, we need to do something about the Kraken.
As soon as we have the stone, assuming that we get to it, we do have a ripcord to pull to leave straight away. It just means a long distance teleport.
Yes.
They could easily counterspell.
I hadn't thought of that. What if I do it really sneaky?
It's also really reason to think that you're going to have the energy left to do that after a fight with the Kraken.
What if we run a distraction?
Distraction in what way?
If we find where their big boss sits, send some dragons over, maybe send someone to teleport and hope that the wyverns come with them, and then do our fight. They might not be able to expend their resources over to us.
That feels like a lot of what ifs.
The wyverns just go after whoever teleported, so they would not
Yeah.
be focused on those people
Well,
in that
they
area.
go after whoever teleported as far as we know, right?
They go after whoever teleported, but whilst
Have
we
we-
were attacking, they would attack back.
Have we seen them attack like people who are not us?
Haven't
Elsie
seen anything else.
has been making some really good points throughout all of this. I haven't had my mic muted at all, I promise.
That makes sense.
Quiet in the corner.
I was about to be like, Elsie, what do you think? You've been very quiet.
I've been saying stuff, but it always seems to come at a time that somebody else is saying something, so I didn't think anybody was hearing me. And I looked up to take my drink and realised that I'm not making any noise at all.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
oh shit.
Oh,
What were those excellent points?
imagine.
Yes.
Yeah,
All of them.
good input.
Does the Kraken have any natural enemies?
I have no idea.
I doubt it. It's one of the biggest things in the
Yeah.
sea, isn't
It
it?
doesn't feel
So-
like it would have natural
Certainly
enemies.
not one powered up by one of these stones.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
Giant
Apex
deep fat
Predator.
fryer.
Alternatively,
I was thinking not so much that a natural enemy would defeat it, but it would be a distraction.
we could form some kind of gauntlet to place the stones that we currently have
Oh my
to
god.
focus the power.
No, we're not
Yes,
doing
Good
that.
idea.
And make our
Yes,
enemies have
yes.
a really bad headache.
I'm
I mean, we
Yes,
still
I'm
don't know
very
how
aware
to
of
use
that.
them.
very
And
aware
we-
of the comparable.
We had all kind of agreed not to use the first ones, but we do have one in the bag right now because we didn't hand it over to the city card.
Why have we not handed that over, though?
Forgot.
We never kind of talked about it. We never discussed it. So
They should all be handed over, but they should be handed over to different people. I don't think we should all keep them in one place.
I think we should keep them in one place. The whole point
Wait,
of
so-
this excursion was to have everything ready for evacuation in one location. We don't have to look after two locations.
And supposedly that one place is what keeps them hidden from Jacqueline finding them.
But if he finds them, then they're all together in one place.
But like we're collecting the stones from different places so that we can go and put them in different places.
Well, no, like, I was thinking more the fact that we're collecting them from all over the world. Instead, why don't we have them close by, but not in the same place?
Because then we have to defend two places.
Yeah.
If he finds them, he finds them. We're basically taking giant leaps of faith that the precautions we take do protect them from being discovered.
Yes.
I think
Like
it's
they were
I think it's
while
relatively
they were on us.
it's probably relatively likely that if he gets his hands on two stones, he can probably find the rest fairly easily, or at least can make
Okay.
people tell him what they are.
I believe he only
new
has one.
plan. New plan.
Yeah, so far.
All this stuff with these gods is getting very complicated. I say we grab us and our loved ones, and we all just hop over to Favel, and we deal with the one godlike figure there, rather than the several that are here, and then we just stay there.
But what if the whole of a city is people you love?
I'll get better.
Much for you.
We can make a few trips.
Wow.
That's alright. I am very much joking, Elsie. Just thinking
No.
how much easier life would be.
See, this is your cards marked, Barty. Cards are
No.
marked.
My cards are marked.
That's how he's winning.
I believe that's reference to a very common, card game trickery of cheating. You're marking your cards in order to win because you can recognize what the cards are from the hidden face.
You guys need to
Like a
mark
pretty
cards to
roach.
recognize them?
No, from the other side. You can see what someone else has whilst they're hiding them from you.
Oh. Why don't you just keep track
Seems
of
like
them?
seems like a pretty rubbish card game.
Can you keep track of them?
Fairly perceptive. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And then if you're really struggling, you just turn them around. They're all different. So
Oh, Barty.
So what do you think our next? Well, okay. So, do we have any other leads for the next stone other than this Kraken?
That's it. The only one after that is the fire one, and we know where that one is.
Okay.
Where is it?
And we don't want to go there.
I'm assuming
With the
it's with
bad guy.
Draklin.
Yeah, but where's Draklin?
Where the stone is, obviously.
Well, yeah, but where is it all? So we actually know. Because the thing is, we know who's got it, but we don't know where it is.
I have a feeling that stone's going to come to us.
Yeah, he'll find us probably.
That's another strategy. Do we just want to be like, hey, we're over here, we have the stones, come and get it, and then it's all just
We could say
open warfare and
that Kraken's got one, and then he'll fight Kraken and maybe win, in which case he'll be very much damaged, or maybe lose, in which case we've still only got one enemy left. If we get them to fight each other.
I suggest that we just submit and worship our inevitable Kraken overlord.
You think the Kraken's going to be the Overlord?
Yeah. Give him a couple
will
of
the
stones.
Kraken not be the Underlord, given where sea level tends to be?
I get the feeling that Draklin... What if Draklin combined himself with the Kraken and became Draken?
Or Cracklin.
Well, crackling can be very, very delicious when prepared.
I think we've all
Yeah.
been underwater way too long because you're all losing your minds.
I've only just got down here.
Well,
Can you
that says a
rust?
lot for you.
Yeah, can you rust? I'm assuming not. I'm hoping not.
What?
Can you rust?
Do you rust?
I don't think I'm made of iron.
Not other things other than iron rust.
Technically,
made
other
of
things
brass.
He's technically other things oxidize. Only rust is a specific thing for iron, is what he's going for.
But I wouldn't know that.
I know.
Oh.
And neither would Felix. So
Guys, I know this
You
isn't
can
going to be a
realize-
popular thought, but what if we need
As a
to use
house
the
steward,
stones?
yes.
if we use the stones to what?
What if we need to use the stones to fight back against Draklin?
I think it's an extreme possibility.
You're welcome to try and touch those stones if you want, but I don't.
Yeah, the problem with that is we don't know how.
And we also don't understand what they do.
No,
And we
but
might just die.
clearly Draklin does
I-
know how to use at least one to his advantage.
I'm not convinced. I mean, we have
Maybe it's using him.
we
Well,
have
he has it, we don't
used
know he's using it.
we have used the stones in a method that they have come out with explosive magical power. If you have a stone based on fire, explosive magical power is just going to be fire. You could use that chaotically however you wanted.
But if he's using explosive magical power, which causes fire, then can't we find something that will counteract said that? Because you guys have already fought him, so you roughly know how it is.
Wow.
He's
Yeah.
more or less.
I don't.
defeated.
He didn't really fight. He just kind of stood there and took all our attacks and then decimated us and then left.
Yes, he stood
It
there
wasn't
and
really a fight.
He watched while his minions dealt us some heavy blows, and then he could have killed us, but decided to leave.
So he is one that stands back and watches rather than actually fights.
That's fairly obvious. I mean, he's sent out people to get the other stones multiple times.
But
hang on.
does that mean that he's too weak to fight?
I think that
No.
means he's being strategic. Why put
Why didn't-
the stone he owns at risk unless he knows he's going to win?
Why stand in the ants when you can just set an ant trap?
Why didn't you follow him? If he just left, you could have just
He teleported.
flown hot. Oh. Well, then we have a problem.
And as far as I'm aware, the wyverns didn't kill.
Suddenly, he teleports behind you.
Teleports behind you.
Because if he can teleport without restriction, because I'm assuming, did he teleport to you in the first place?
I can't remember.
Were you not there as well, Barty?
I
No.
have never been to the places where these things happened. My good friend Roger was.
Oh,
He's a very funny man. Talks about his children too much.
I forgot it was that one. I just knew I
Also,
wasn't around.
I feel like we're forgetting that we were told by a god that Draklin has the power of a different god as well as the stone.
Yeah, but
I
that
assume
still
that
is a
the-
problem.
I'm not
Excellent
forgetting
is-
that I wasn't there.
He's Bexlin's champion, and Bexlin is the Chaos God,
So,
but
yeah,
the
that's
stone
Bexlin.
belongs to Rydon. To Tyradon.
It was murder on the dance floor.
So,
Yes, but what I'm saying is Bexlin has given power to Draklin, and Jacqueline also has the stone of Tyrannum.
Wait, has Bexlin not got a stone?
He kind of does, according to our friend. What was the name of the god we spoke to?
Hesag.
Hesag.
Yeah.
According to Hesag, Bexlin is has a lack of form currently, and wants the stones to be able to create his form back and then rule over the world, or something like that.
Yes.
So how's he given his power to what's his fault?
I think he currently just is power.
Yeah, same way that I get power from Coevin. I would imagine.
Exlin may have also taught Jacqueline how to use the stone properly.
True.
Do we want to try and experiment with using the stone that we have? Because I said about taking it out last time.
You
See if it would make everyone around us younger, but you guys said that was a bad idea. And in hindsight, it might have been.
I think.
I'm already 16. I don't want to get younger.
Using the stones, I think, is a definite possibility, but we need to understand how or what. We need to talk to Hesag. We need to talk to, I don't know, probably Lord. He seems to be the kind of person that would hope to understand what is happening.
I think Lord knows just as much as we do at this point. Probably less, actually.
But he probably knows more. He probably has better chance of connecting the dots and stuff.
He knows how to use
wasn't it
magic
you that
better.
said we should keep these away from Lord?
For sure, definitely. I personally, I think it's a bad idea if people with power have the stones of power, but it is an option that may come to an extreme. We don't have
Lord
a lot
won't
of
do anything with
options. Lord won't intentionally do anything with them, but who knows what madness lies with power like this.
He'll become Lord of many colours.
What?
Well, he lives in a tower, right?
It was a Saruman joke.
He lives in a tower, yes.
Yes.
So he would then feasibly fit the criteria of an overlord rather than the underlord, like the crown.
That's true.
Just enough of this overlord, underlord.
You've got to bear in mind that Lord took out a dragon on his own. Remember that?
Did he?
This is a story I've been told. I guess.
I was just about to say, you weren't even there.
Elsie was there. Elsie was there, and the two of them sleep together. He definitely was home.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Not Elsie, not Lord and Elsie.
Lord and Elsie sleeping together, what?
Gross, Segith. We don't need to know about your bedroom arrangements.
Tell you about whatever. Point is, he's a very powerful wizard. Very powerful wizard. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, turn into liches.
What?
I don't know.
What do you say?
Do you think that he is a lich?
No, I think he definitely could turn into a lich, though. He does have the whole staying alive side of things.
Does he look like a lich?
What?
Please.
Lich. I don't know. This is far outside of any wheelhouse I could ever want to be in. I have done research into teleportation, and I thought that was on the far edges of magic. Or at least, different universes and planets and...
So if an underlord is under you and an overlord is over you, what happens if you're on the same level as someone?
Doesn't really matter because we're not talking about this.
You're
There
just
is no
a lord?
under or overlord.
No, that's a landlord.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, for God's sake.
In my personal opinion, we just need to...
No.
We need to take out either Jacqueline or the Kraken. I think one is going to be easier than
Kraken.
the other. And that's saying
Kraken's
a lot.
going to be, yeah.
The
I think
Kraken
the
is going to be a
Kraken
lot easier.
would be easier, even though it will be extremely difficult.
Ray makes a very good point that we will be
Well,
weak
yeah,
at
I-
points, so we need to plan to escape.
And also, as I mentioned out, I don't think I can fly my guns underwater.
The magic guns, you can definitely find your guns as well.
Okay. The DM says so.
I'm not going to make that restriction, that would just be
It's
so
fine,
unfair.
Yes.
Fine.
Bang!
Well, I mean, we wouldn't even ignite.
Okay, so the plan as it stands at the moment is
You can, I just want to go back a second. You can, in real life, you can fire guns underwater. Flintlocks, no, but guns, yes. And you have guns.
Again. But then
Guns.
Guns. Anyway, sorry.
So the plan as it stands at the moment is wait for the storm to pass, resume our game of sport ball,
Yes.
find out why the island is sinking, return to the dragon, inform them. They hopefully go to Veluna to kind of fake attack it, kind of stand guard against the red dragon.
Wait, we're still going with that?
To be announced. We're sure, but they will be going to Veluna for undefined, vague reasons currently.
Undefined good reason. Yes.
Yes.
To very least for protection.
If this dragon is so good, can we not get them to fight the dragon?
Well, it's a gold dragon, right?
But not just that. The dragon is fire breathing and stuff like that.
Well,
that won't really work in the water.
I will add in that golden dragons are known to be also aquatic. They will go into water. I believe they have acid breath alongside of their fire breath. It is a possibility of a golden dragon being our friend under the water.
What about a dragon turtle?
I've never heard of one.
What about a lion turtle?
Never heard of that either.
What about Pete's dragon?
We can learn airbending.
I do not know of a dragon called Pete. But I do think having a dragon army sounds great. I have no idea how we do this, but it does sound great.
Well, if we can get the golden dragon on our side, maybe we can get more.
Golden dragon seems like a loner.
Well,
maybe he just needs friends.
We'll just go with what we have at the moment. We're doing one thing for the golden dragon so that they do one thing for us.
Yes.
So we can ask them about further things when we get to them. But for the moment, we find out, we go to them, we tell them why the island's sinking, they go to Veluna. We then go to the Catherine Gap and speak to the Navy. We could also go speak to the Triton cities down there. And they might have some more info. We find out about the Kraken from them, locate said Kraken, kill Kraken, take stone, book it back to Veluna, figure out what we do with current stones and location of Draklin and Bexlan. Fight Draklin, destroy Bexlan, send Tav's Echo with the stones to the Rainbow Belt, deposit stones, retire?
It does sound good. Although I do believe that Ray may ask for our assistance in...
Oh yeah, help Ray, go to a different planet, kill their god.
I'm definitely feeling retirement.
Retire. Which kind of sucks because this is like our first paid job still. This is just a continuation of it as a string thing.
We can retire as adventurers.
Yeah, first thing, we retire as adventurers. We can still build the guild. We just become more faculty at the guild rather than actual guild.
I don't want to be faculty.
Well, I might just, I still want to open up my restaurant. That's all I ever wanted. I just want to be a chef.
In the guild, so you retired from adventuring. You work within the guild.
But you are a chef.
Yeah, but I want to be just a chef.
No, not just a chef, no.
You'll never be just a chef.
I want to be a really good chef, but that's all I ever wanted to be.
The guild will need a good chef.
You're an amazing chef.
You could.
It doesn't make me feel better.
You could.
I think the point is that he wants to be a really good chef with a really good restaurant, serving people food rather than just cooking random shit.
I actually don't know what I want to be.
Well, I got to be honest with you. The whole thing of if you guys die, it's up to me to bring you back to life thing is kind of been weighing on me a little bit recently. So you know.
I mean, you have to bring me back. I mean, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, don't worry. I've lived my life now. You don't have to.
I mean, again, like I can't vouch. Like it's not that bad.
Ignore as much as we are the best of friends, Marty. If you do not bring back Elsie after she dies, you will be dealing with me.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot say that.
I object to this discrimination against dead people.
We don't even know if you are properly dead.
Fair.
I mean,
that's not fair on him.
Bad.
I'm trying to stop it from being such a daunting task, and you're threatening to kill him if I'm not brought back. That's not fair.
Oh no, he didn't threaten to kill me. He can't kill me if he wants you brought back by me. Because I can't
That's a
bring
fair
myself back.
That is also a fair point. But still,
He-
it's not
I'm
fair for
assuming
you
the
to
threat there
threaten
was
him.
for torture.
That's even
But that's
worse.
fine. Can't you regenerate limbs? I thought that was a thing.
I can, yeah. So
So endless torture. Great.
Oh my lord. I'm gonna.
Anyway, it's fine. You
I'm
just have to
gonna
find
wait.
a house.
Whose house? What house?
Dying is underrated. Just find a house.
Oh, your house. I thought you meant somebody else's house. I was like, what?
Well, I mean, it could be somebody else's house. as
Well,
long as
yeah,
it's
I know, but I was really confused
Holiday home?
on what you meant by a house.
nice beachfront property.
Why stop there? Become a city.
Oh, that. I mean, you'd have to find an empty city. That would kind of be troublesome.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah, but he's not empty.
It's a
Do you
living
even know who
Also,
Hal is?
I don't know who Hal is.
I was like, who's Hal?
Hal is like the town that we found that's a mimic.
I don't know who Hal
But
is.
if it's a mimic, if it's a mimic,
Hal is, but I'm
not
pretty
empty.
sure it's pronounced Hal.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's Hal's
However-
moving castle.
Wait, are you talking about the city of Hal
Yeah,
in Carmanthia?
yeah.
did you ask it to open the pod bay doors and it said that it couldn't?
I totally don't understand that reference.
The whole point of the reference of Hal is it's referencing Hal, who was, in control of the ship, and Hal was the entire city. So Hal
But
was
also-
kind of like Hal.
But also,
What the fuck are you on about?
Hal's moving
Sorry, I
castle.
can't do that, Dave.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Never, no.
Never know.
Never know.
No.
You,
God, it's
you never know.
stars.
I'm sorry, I
No.
can't do that, Dave.
So,
The
That's
bathroom
amazing.
walls in here are very thin.
yeah.
That
So,
just
Ray,
sounds.
are you caught up, or do you need me to go over the plan again?
I could hear everything, yeah.
Okay, great.
The good news is we couldn't hear you going to the toilet.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah.
I said I was very perceptive. It's a burden.
In answer to the question, Elsie, of you not knowing what you want to be, after we've fixed all of these problems and helped with Ray's problems and potentially with Tav's, we could just go traveling. Swords away, not adventuring, traveling.
Swords away. That's not happening.
I think I've done enough traveling personally.
So it's more of the wild then.
I would say it's probably fair to say, Elsie. I mean, I don't know very much about the population of Veluna still. Would it be fair to say that you've travelled more in your 2 lifetimes than most of the population of Veluna do in their single lifetime?
Yep.
No, there you go. So my only question is, if you want to retire, why would you do it in Veluna?
Because that's where my
That's a
family
valid
is.
question. Take your family somewhere else.
I want
My
to
family will
clarify.
leave Veluna.
No,
I,
that's
I
true.
want to clarify. I don't expect anybody to go with me to Fayevel.
Ray,
Well, you're not going by yourself, are you?
we're all coming with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to see what it's
Did you not
like.
hear that? That's the last part of the plan.
Well,
Go to Fayevel, kill
potentially
the
helping
godlike
Tav.
creature there, rescue the princess, retire. To an extent, apparently.
Wait, what princess?
Is that not a phrase?
Ray's princess.
Ray's
Ray-
princess.
rescuing.
Ray's princess, right. That makes more sense. I was thinking, who the hell is a princess? I didn't realise I signed up for saving a princess now.
Wait,
It'd be
Ray's
good
a
to make
princess?
that more if we were rescuing.
No, Ray's not a princess. Ray has a princess. I don't quite get how that one works, but yeah.
I'm not
Just
even
like
sure
looking-
that she's still alive, honestly.
Well, as we were just discussing, that's kind of not a problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
In fact,
Well, surely you have a limitation on
give me
how
a
long they
moment.
can be dead. Because if you don't have a
No, but, like,
limitation, then why don't you bring
It doesn't
back,
matter
like-
if she's dead.
there are some
That is fine.
limitations. Some limitations in terms of that. But if they are dead, which obviously we hope that they're not, Ray, that would be bad.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be that bad.
That might be easier.
Okay, now
You're
I
still
know,
being-
I know I'm not necessarily the most sensitive person about it, but I feel like you're on the edges of a little insensitivity.
You're still being very deathist.
does time travel pass the same as far as you know on Faye Ray?
I have no idea.
Okay. Do we have any kind of Are
Tactile
Are we
sensitivity?
able to teleport things to us if we don't know where they are? No, that would solve all of our problems. What am I
Yeah.
talking about?
Do we have reality-altering superpowers and abilities?
Not yet.
Class as reality.
Well, kind of.
What is
Not
reality?
yet.
Okay.
Can
At
you
the
talk about
moment,
reality having been a house for 200 years?
if at my present level of power, if we did find them and they were dead and they'd been dead for a while, that wouldn't be so much of a problem.
How
I would be able to
Stop
fix it.
talking about being dead, okay?
I'm just trying to
How
reassure
about we stop
Ray
talking?
that
It's not reassuring
be-
Ray at all. Because it's
that
not
would be
reassuring
fine.
me, so I know it's definitely not reassuring Ray.
Hey, I'm
Think about
here.
it this way: if you died now, Elsie, if you broke your neck in a freak accident of sport ball, then I
Don't
would
do
still
that,
be able
please.
to bring you back in like 99 years if I was alive.
Right, now I'm worried about Elsie breaking her neck playing sport ball.
Well, we
I'm
got
worried
quite
about
far
breaking
then.
my neck playing sports
I
ball.
would be worried about the other team breaking their neck.
You know what? I think that's a good plan. Elsie should no longer play sports ball. We have Felix here to take her place.
What?
Second, if you worked off of that, she wouldn't even let me walk downstairs in case I fell down and broke my neck.
I've been trying to say that we should live in a one-floor flat.
Will you stop? I don't need to be smothered. I
could
can
build
with
you a
day-to-day
second or
life.
floor house.
It's fine.
You can count as smothering if you've already died once.
Well, there is that.
You weren't
Why-
even there
why
when
does
I
it not?
died.
What?
That's the problem.
Is it?
Oh my god. No. No, it's not the problem. The problem is,
Doesn't seem like a problem.
I died once, I came back, and now I can't live my life.
Why not?
Because this one over here is scared that I'm going to trip over a rock and skin my knee.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about you dying.
Well, I could get an infection into the knee, and it could spread into the bone, and then kill me.
And
Don't encourage
you
him.
would be healed. You would be healed far beyond that. Far before that.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
an
that's so
infection is, like,
ridiculous. But
super
walking down the
easy to
stairs is...
Are you guys breaking up?
No.
Nope.
Don't fight in front of the children.
It's a mixture of being stressed about having to save the world, being underwater, and worried about a storm outside. And also, I think I need to eat some food.
Would you like?
You fought dragons. You can't be that worried about a storm.
Everyone's inside. I think it's a valid worry.
I think you've also missed the major thing right there. Of you being smothering.
Yeah, you do kind of need
like
shelter.
some edible sludge.
Edible sludge?
You needed to eat something, yes.
Does it taste good?
I mean, it's my pastries from before we were underwater, but we've since been underwater.
Yes, no, I think I'm okay.
Are you sure? They're still good.
Not to be presumptive, can you not make more?
Yeah, but you know, it's you know, it's difficult to do. This is an underwater environment that I've never made food in before, so you know, sorry if I didn't get it right first time.
No, it's fine. It's just currently we're
I
in
know.
oxygen.
See,
Smothering
nothing
is
is making him happy at the moment, and I don't get it.
Okay, is everyone happy with the plan that we made 10
No.
minutes ago?
No.
Okay, Ray, what would you
'Cause I
like to
can't
change
remember it.
about the plan?
Everything.
The things I want to change, nobody would be down with that. So I'm.
Okay,
I
well,
will
I'll
go
tell you what.
with
Let's
the group's decision.
What
go
are
through
those?
this.
What are those things? What are those things? What are those things?
What?
I think you
let's
have
go through
a
it.
valid place to speak.
No, the
Shall
stuff
I
I
go
want to
through
do
the
is selfish.
plan?
Don't mind me.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll go through the plan once more, and at each point that someone has a suggestion or a change that they want to make, say what it is, and then we can all be like, no, that's selfish, or we can be like, oh, that's interesting. Those are the only two options.
Oh no, that's selfish and interesting.
No,
Both
you've got to pick one of those two options.
Those are two options.
So the first one is wait for the storm to pass and win the game of sports ball.
That's
Those
interesting.
are two things.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Great.
That's two things.
So that's stage one. Stage two, find out from the king of where we are now about why the island of the Gold Dragon is sinking. Stage three, return to said Golden Dragon, give them the information, they go to Veluna to help.
I mean,
we then go. Sorry, yes, Felix.
It's interesting, not in a good way.
Anything else?
I'm still really confused about this whole getting a dragon to attack a city to protect from the dragon.
Okay.
The idea that came from I was going to explain this. Well, I can explain what Fryn said, not necessarily whether it makes sense. The idea was Fryn is convinced, alongside with the council, that the city of Veluna will not accept an evacuation plan through belligerence and a disbelief that dragons. I mean, how many of us would believe that a dragon would attack? Obviously, we know that a dragon would attack, but how often does that happen? So the idea is, if we simulate a dragon attack with purposeful minimal death from a dragon that is good and therefore will not damage or attack, we can convince the city to go along with an evacuation plan that will have already been created. So therefore, if it's needed, it can be executed.
Won't they just be convinced that dragons exist, but that the attacks that they do don't damage or harm anyone?
They already know dragons. Everybody knows dragons exist.
So you want to convince everyone that dragons are dangerous by... What?
Would convince everyone that dragons are present.
Well, just have the dragon turn up and then leave again.
Well, that's essentially the plan, but with more theatrics, I think.
Yeah.
But like, if you want the dragon to like pretend to attack but not damage or hurt anyone, then everyone's going to go, okay, well, dragons do exist and they are present, but like, it's okay they attack occasionally and they're not dangerous.
A few buildings lie about the death toll. It wouldn't be that difficult.
So that's part of that subsection A. Subsection B is that they're then hopefully around to fight the red dragon whenever that turns up.
Yes. A point on that, and this doesn't necessarily go with the morals that we usually follow, but I am going to suggest it anyway because I guess this is the point.
Lying to an entire city of people.
No, well, we are going by the idea that we find out what is wrong with the sinking cities, potentially fixable, potentially not, and then tell the dragon. If we find out that it is a fixable issue, we can tell the dragon can possibly get it fixed and then continue to live here. Or, and this is where the morality comes into it, say the islands can't be saved, and convince the dragon to move to Veluna. There is a mountain there. There is a living space.
And when she finds out that we lie, it's going to ruin everything we love.
Necessarily. She wasn't able to find out without us. She can't, for whatever reason. I'm not saying it's a good idea. It is just a thought in my head at the point.
She's also a dragon that can live longer than what we can. What if she decides that we are lying after we're all gone and just ruins everything we've built?
We also don't know how quickly the island is sinking. It could be a rate of like 2 inches every 6 years and is therefore fairly inconsequential for the near future.
I would also just like to reflect that on like what if the city finds out that we were lying about us dragon?
Oh, that would only be a problem if they found out in between that happening and the red dragon turning up. Or us having
and we don't know when the red dragon's turn up, so that could literally...
No, but there's also the wyverns, so we might have to pull the ripcord and teleport back there for some reason, and then they'll be prepared.
Prepared.
Well, better prepared. So there's nothing we can do about that at the moment. That's currently the plan of subsequent subsections. The next stage of the plan is to go to the Catherine Gap and speak to Denavi and whatever the city is of Tritons that's in the Catherine Gap to find out more about the Kraken. We then potentially go and fight the Kraken. Sorry, so that would be the next stage. Go fight the Kraken. Does anyone? No? Okay.
It's a big stage.
That's why it's getting its own stage. So, that stage, fight the Kraken. The next stage, take the stone from the Kraken's lair or corpse.
Assuming the stone is there.
Assuming that
We don't
it has
actually
it,
know.
and we haven't just killed like an evolved Kraken.
Just killed the sole
Just-
existing specimen of an entire
Yeah.
species.
Just a note, we should
Uh,
probably be extremely careful around that stone as it is the stone of death.
I was going to bring this up, and I entirely agree.
Yes.
We touched the stone of whatever the first one was, and had some memory
Time.
things. We haven't touched the stone of life, but as far as I can tell, it is
I think I touched it.
bringing life to people. You think you
Mhm.
touched it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I touched it.
That's
Did you?
Yeah, you were with me, Felix, because you were going to touch it, and I said, "Oh, what if it just turns you into like a 16-year-old boy outside of your robot body, and then the robot tries to like kill us or whatever?"
well,
Uh,
either
so I
way, we haven't activated. But the point is, both of those seem to have mostly positive, potentially harmless. Although I don't want to explore the negatives, effects being time and life. I am worried about a stone called the Stone of Death, or what from the Death creator of Death. It seems like a bad thing to be anywhere near.
I would concur.
Okay, all in favor of Zegeth's proposal of leaving it alone?
No.
your
This is not
hands
what I
up.
said. I'm just saying we have to be extra careful.
I think we
Hey,
have
he
to
didn't
be
say that.
exceedingly careful not to touch it.
I don't want to turn into a lich.
I think before we start messing with that, we should try to gain some understanding of how to use these stones to our advantage.
I agree.
How?
I
Why-
don't know how
why
yet.
do you think-
We need to try it out.
Why do you think you turn into a lich, Zegeth?
Well, I mean, apparently this Kraken's gone all undeady and superpowery. That's kind of what I imagine a lich is: undead and superpowery.
Didn't we
I
fight
mean,
one?
if it turns into a lich, that could be good for us because a lich is just
Yeah.
like a bone person, right? I don't think Krakens have a great deal of bone structure.
This is true.
Wouldn't it be like a Krakelich?
It would just be a beak. A Krakelich does sound like some kind of cereal.
That's great, yeah.
Either way,
Okay.
I'm just saying we should be extra
It
careful.
sounds like an undead crocodile.
So, amendment to the stage is we carefully retrieve the stone.
Well, hang
no.
on. This is where Ray was saying we add in an extra stage.
Yes, Ray, tell us what you think is your selfish amendment.
Oh, my selfish amendment. No, it doesn't have to do with any of it. It ignores everything going on.
I just meant you were saying about
Okay.
learning about the stones first.
So,
Yeah,
In
I
that
don't know
case-
what to do about it.
we'll go from the stages to the parallel level. So, what is level 1, Ray?
Fuck off back to Favel to find Flora.
Okay. And level 2?
Don't really thinking past that. Oh, but
Okay.
Oh.
We did
Second person of the session to randomly decide.
Yay!
previously discuss
Usually it's me.
doing that first. So Felix, you'll not have been around for this, but we did previously discuss teleporting to Favel, rescuing Flora. Was Flora right? Okay,
Mhm.
rescuing Flora, and then just coming back, while fighting off whatever wyverns and dragons and stuff appear. That
Easy.
is also,
Mhm.
alternate stage level 1 plan.
I
Okay.
do have a little more information on it now as well.
Hmm.
On the,
On-
on
on
the ship,
the-
I spoke to her again.
Oh, yes.
Who's,
What did
You
you
who's,
say?
spoke
who's
to the
her?
person that you're not sure is dead.
Yeah, she's not sure she's dead either.
Oh.
She did mention something that stood out to me though. She said, I asked her where she is. I think something along those lines. She said it's like being home but not being home. And I'm assuming by home she means the treehouse. So she can.
She's on a holiday that she's been on before.
No.
What?
No.
Okay.
What?
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming she's in a place that is at least looking like the treehouse.
Okay. Hello.
Elsie, you phased out for a second there.
Yeah, sorry. My connection to up here is not very well.
Up here, we're down in the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see your point.
Because your camera's off, at least for me.
No, it should be back on.
Yeah, it's on for me.
Oh, I can't see it. It's for-
We were just revisiting the idea of Operation Strike Team Flora, where we just kind of like zip over to Favale, rescue Flora, and come back while fighting off wyverns and dragons and stuff.
Oh, they're nice.
Where do we zip to and zip back from? Because I'm sorry, I'm putting my foot down. I'm not having us go back to Veiluna and bring it all to Veiluna.
Yes, I was going to say I thought the plan on that was to discover a method of teleporting without bringing danger before we
It is, but
attempt to save.
like I said, it's selfish. I'm losing my patience.
Well, we do have secondary base gamma that we can teleport to, and then we can just fight off the wyverns there where there's no one else around, and then get the ship to Veiluna if that's where we want to deposit Flora before we then go and do the rest of it.
That sounds good to me.
Alternatively, and I'm not sure, I can put more effort into the research of these topics. It would mean that I would have to separate from the party for a while.
Okay.
Intelligence is always useful.
That
I
was
would need
brutal.
I would need to travel back to the Macoris to find where I went in the gap the first time. I would need to probably talk with Elsie a little bit about how she managed to do some teleportation without it. I would need to talk to Lord. I would need to do a lot of research, go to some libraries. I would not be available anymore to this group for a while.
I'm also not even sure she's in Favale.
She's not here.
Where else would she be?
Okay.
I don't know. Like, do you know of any other planes kind of like the empty plane that it's like an in-between?
Oh, from what I had researched in the past,
The upside down?
I found this in-between is, the fabric between reality. Similar things, I guess, would happen in the form of demi-planes. They're almost pocket planes, or I guess we call them planes, but pocket areas of their own. I haven't discovered really what they are, because...
Familiar with the idea of demi-planes, but from what she sounded like, it's like she could see Favale, but it wasn't quite.
We need more information, but what my suggestion is, I don't think pocket planes, these sort of demi-planes, are in an actual plane. They may be more like the in-between planes. I may be completely wrong, of course, as well. Because the planes that I know, I think they're more different worlds. Different areas, different places, obviously different shapes. But
This one sounds like an echo.
it could exist alongside plenty of magic things. I mean, wizards can create little pockets that they can hide in. I don't think that's a separate world. We have the bag of holding, which definitely isn't an entirely different world. Well, I don't think it's an entirely different world. So, and this is a wild jump of assumptions. If this is the case, she could be inside of her own demi-plane for some reason, and that whatever is holding her is inside of Favale, and therefore, whilst you're inside the amulet, you can see outside of the world, or at least Melon can. She might be able to see the outside world. I'm making so many assumptions. I wouldn't know.
Who can?
Melon.
Oh, Mel.
I say you were definitely around for that bit.
No, I thought you said Madeline.
It's really hard. She's not able to give any answers really, and I can only ask her yes or no questions.
Which is awkward. How often can you do it?
3 times a day, if I really try.
Are you the only person that can talk to her, or can we all do it?
Yeah, only me.
If I understand correctly, this is the one that has a potential of
Completely
throwing your
destroying
mind
my
into a little
brain.
bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Temporarily or permanently?
Oh, for a day.
For a day. As much as that isn't good,
Oh, good.
even if it's yes or no questions, we can direct in towards something more solid. With yes or no questions.
Most of the answers are
What
maybe.
spell is
Though.
it?
Contact other plane.
If they are questions that come back with unknown, it, I would assume means you're asking the wrong questions. But I don't know what are the correct questions. This goes outside of my wheelhouse.
No. I
Actually, guess-
cannot learn contact of the plane.
The other thing that I learned, I don't know if I told you guys about this, but Juniper knew about Flora.
Were you guys not all friends?
No. When I went to Lady S, I didn't bring anything from home with me, really. Nobody was really talkative enough to where I'd that kind of information.
Well, you said that, I believe you said that Lady S was able to see what you're doing. Or was that just through the book?
Yeah, I mean, Lady S would have, but I don't know. I didn't think Juniper would. I don't know why Lady S would share that information with Juniper unless she wanted her to do something about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it may be worth talking with Juniper more.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one takes time and care.
You can only imagine. So, this idea of learning about the stones.
I have no
Or,
idea
in
what to
fact,
start.
Learning about the teleportation. I mean, I can put that under my research as well, but again, this would take me aside.
How long do you think it would take you?
That is a question. For the planes or teleportation between them, it could take weeks, it could take months. I would assume a month or two for at least a basic understanding of what could be done. Moving on to realizing it with the right resources could potentially be another few weeks. Once the method is in place, powerful magicians or spellcasters of some sort could at least do a rudimentary, powerful first version before it's ever turned into like a commercial use, or whatever you want to call it. For the stones, I have absolutely no idea.
Can I have a quick catch up because I zoned out again?
We were just talking about the idea of going to Feyvel or discovering how to, and then of course also discovering what these stones are and how to use them.
I had shared that Juniper knew about Flora.
Yes. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to leave the group, but I would understand if this is a necessity.
Your friend Juniper. She's like you, in that, like, she's from Feyvel, but you, strictly speaking, I think we've talked about before, you're not humanoid, are you?
No, I'm Fae.
Is she?
Also Fae.
She is Fae.
I have a question.
Go first, Elsie, before you disappear again.
We didn't have any dragons attack when she came over.
Not that we know of. She might have defeated some.
She would have had to fight a dragon of the same size that we did when I arrived. Could not have done that on her own.
Yeah. Like, how did she get over? Did she get over the same way as you did?
I'd assume so,
Could've.
unless they found another way.
She could have teleported further away.
Yeah, no, my internet crapped out. I can't hear what you're saying.
He could have teleported further away, but it is a point. I don't know for sure that every time somebody teleports it will happen. Because we don't want to experiment on that, because there's a chance that when it happens, we will be attacked by these dark wyverns.
So it seems like they may have some answers that we need on both topics potentially if they didn't have to fight dragons, etc. I don't want to suggest this, but I will. We could, bind her to me, and then she has to do what I tell her. But I would rather not do that.
Why would we? No.
Can we not just use the circle of truth or whatever?
She'll
No,
choose not to
because
speak.
she can, choose not to speak, and I'll know if she hasn't passed it other than that. But there is a way to kind of, make her do whatever I tell her to.
Don't think that's going to-
And then she can't not do that for a limited time.
I
I'm
don't like
starting-
the idea of making someone do something against their own will.
It does seem
Yeah,
like a
I-
betrayal of trust.
I'm not going to do that. That's exactly what Lady S did, and I'm
It
Yeah.
Okay, that's
not to
great.
do it.
does feel
That's
like
good.
becoming the enemy.
I thought I should put the option out there, and then, say don't really want to do it, but the option is there that we could, make her do what we want. But I'm okay with not doing that. I'm very okay
getting
with
through
that.
to her. It's a process, but I'm getting through to her.
Okay. Well, if you decide that you've reached the end of your patience and you would like to do that instead,
The
come talk to
option
me
is
about it.
not there. No, it's not happening.
Okay. The option is not there, but come talk to me about it.
No! What part of that's not happening? Did you not just understand?
Well, I wanna help Ray.
I want to help Ray, and I love Ray to pieces. However, that is not happening.
I think it's Ray's choice.
Technically, it's my choice, but that's fine. Ray can decide.
I'm not going to say definitely no, but very strong no.
Okay. It could only be for like a day if you're worried about it, Elsie.
I just
I'm
don't
not-
think it's just not gonna kind of make her more encouraged to
It would be a payoff. We would get the
Oh,
information, but lose Juniper.
Yeah, this would be like the last resort, I imagine.
If she's just playing the long game, then yes.
Okay. Well, just so that you know your options, it would be minimum 24 hours. Be the length of time. At maximum at the moment would be 30 days. So.
Days.
Look, I know you want
and
Juniper back,
If
but
you wait
that's
a
not
bit,
worth
it could be like up to a year. But I don't really want to be saddled with someone for a year.
I mean, it's always easier to say it's not worth it when you're not the one in the position.
And then just out of
I
context,
wouldn't
so that you
force.
can think about it for the future, Greg. I'm talking about planar binding. If you want to think about that in the future.
I wouldn't force anybody to do anything that's not of their own free will just to get you back.
however you are not Ray.
That just might mean that Ray loves Flora a bit more than you love Ray.
That's true.
Well, I mean, she does love Flora more than I love Ray.
Yeah.
Good.
What is the plan?
I'm confused by that bit.
I thought he meant to say Zagath.
Yeah, I thought that as well. That's why I reiterated
No.
Ray.
Yeah, why would it be towards Zegith? We're talking about, you said that you wouldn't do what we're proposing here to bring back Ray.
No, to bring back Zegith.
Oh, then I misunderstood that.
Good.
But do you know what? I Joe misunderstood that. But
It's very in character. You're method acting.
What is our plan?
Were you not listening? I've been through it twice, I guess.
There have been alternates to the ideas that we're going with.
There haven't been any alternates. There have been Bertie suggesting random shit.
There's suggestions of researching the stones first. There's suggestions of me doing research separate. There are suggestions of disappearing and living in Favel instead of living on this world, which I don't think is a great idea, but it's still possible.
I am not doing that idea.
I
It seems
don't
to
know
me
if any of those
that,
were suggestions.
it seems to me that although information is going to be very valuable to us, while we are thinking and investigating, enemies will be working towards getting the stones as well. If we delay for too long, and they get more of the stones, we will be unable to defeat them. I think we need to defeat the Kraken, get the stone, and move on from there.
I think you could defeat the Kraken without me, especially if you have assistance of others. I don't think
No.
I'm going to be the linchpin in this fight.
We definitely need you for the Kraken.
I think I would be useful. I don't think I would be the thing that makes you win.
Okay, well, how about this? The teleportation thing. We're not the only people who can teleport. Other people can teleport. Unit can teleport, for example, and it currently cannot do that. Should we be unsuccessful in?
Oh, Unit can't teleport.
Trees.
Yeah, you
Can he not walk through trees? I swear we did that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we, should we not be successful in stopping Bexlan, teleportation is going to be even more important to get people to safety, etc. Yes?
Yes.
So maybe Zegis should make that his priority while we do the stuff to stop Bexlan, and then if there's any particular point where we feel like we might need him, we can find out where he is, take the Falcon to go get him, and then he can come and help us if we feel like he needs it.
I know I seemed really eager earlier, but Zegith leaving the group is not my favourite plan.
It's not my favorite plan either, but it may be a necessity. I will still make base in Veluna. I will be traveling around, sure. Although I won't have the ship, so I'm not sure how I'll travel. But the point is, I will still mostly be in the Guildhall. I'm not going to be unavailable.
We can give you the other stone as well to communicate with you.
Exactly.
This might be a basic question, but can someone remind me the reason why we're not, say, informing the King of Corsia or any of the other kind of high-profile people about this and getting them to help us and lend their resources?
We were hired by the King of Corsia.
What?
We were hired by the King of Garamanthia to do this, and he wanted to keep it low profile.
I thought we were hired by Hessa.
No. We found Hessa along the way.
I think where we'd left it was that he'd hired us to get these two stones that he knows of that are powerful, but he wasn't too sure what they were. We then found out about Hessag and decided not to inform him or anyone else of what the stones actually are because of trust and wanting to play it close to the chest because they've already been nicked from the king once, in transit. So I think that was where we'd left that.
Less people that know, the less it can leak. Plus, people with power having stones like this sounds like a bad idea. And I don't mean people with power, I mean people in power. I don't know how much we trust the king. I know Etch was friends of the king, but that doesn't mean we should trust him.
I think this is a fair...
So, to clarify, how many of us, and I guess we could do this as a vote, though technically our group leader has the final say, how many of us agree with me stepping away to do research?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks at Elsie, straight in the eyes, just, with this sort of, very sympathetic look.
Cody, do you have your camera on or not?
No.
Did you raise your hand?
No.
Oh, that's a thought. We wouldn't have been able to see.
I assume she would have vocalized.
I don't think that I should have the final say for starters, because... So, when it comes down to leadership, I'm not in charge on this one. I don't think you leaving is the best idea, but if it's what everyone else's want, then I will go with majority.
I understand I'm powerful, but I think I have the highest chance of finding out this than anyone else.
I also think we should get Lord to help try to figure out what's going on with the stones.
Well, I will bring this up as well. I will go to Lord, and I will ask him for help in both situations about... I will ask about the stones if you okay it, but I will ask him about the teleportation anyway. He's a powerful mind.
Yeah, I think you're foremost leader on the teleportation thing right now, and Lord is just a skilled practitioner of magic, so he may know how to better manipulate the stones than you may.
If this is the case, then...
I thought you were now the second best guy for the teleportation. Should we not ask Oggy? Is that right?
We are not bringing him up. He's not getting involved.
But he didn't seem to want to be involved. I could discuss with him his knowledge on the subject.
Yeah, he said that he was like a studier of teleportation and other realms and stuff.
Let's not have Oggy involved in anything.
I may ask him, but I will not have him traveling away from Veluna. He would be useful in the guild hall for research, if he wants to, but I will not be bringing him into danger. For now, if this is the case and brevity is necessary, though I may ask for a moment with Elsie first, I think I may separate away up to the ship to travel.
We're going to have to wait on that until the storm's over anyway. So
yes, definitely. I will also return my ring to the Dragon.
You could leave it with us, and we'll be going there anyway.
He has to go.
I need to breathe on the way up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice seeing a
minor issue.
How long can you hold your breath for?
Probably around a minute and a half, maybe. Maybe.
Do you guys? Just out of interest, do we have like a winch on the ship or something? Because I kind of fell through the sea pretty quickly, and I don't think I'd be able to swim back up.
I can sort you out with that. Don't worry. I can send you back up. That's what I'm thinking about doing here.
You can't cast water walking on us, Barty. We're going to die from decompression.
What about the bubble ball thing? That do anything? I don't know.
The bubble only lasts a minute.
Cast it again.
I can return my ring as is.
We're all gonna die if you do that.
If it is not too much to ask, and as long as Elsie also wishes, I may ask that Elsie and I find a separate room to say goodbye before I separate myself from this group.
Yeah.
See no problem with this.
Yeah. Oh, hey, take the stone. No, wait.
Yes.
Did I? No? Yeah, two speaking pendants is what's in the bag. Take one of them.
You really need to specify which stone you're talking about now that we've got all these other stones.
Yeah, I just accidentally give him the stone of life.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
Turns into a baby.
Anyway, as much as I would love to continue on, we do need to end the session there because, of course, I need to sort out my power issue. I will. I guess Elsie, I'll talk with you about you and Zagoth having maybe a chat between the episodes. But for those watching, thank you very much. For those listening, I'm sorry that there's only going to be one episode this week, but this was a hell of a messed up episode. I tell you what. You what.
It's great.
Right, but yes, I have to rush off. I guess next week you'll do more sport ball.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
We won't.
No, next week will be a Halloween episode. Yeah.
All around sports ball.
Sports ball will never happen.
I enjoyed sports ball as well.
Me too. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much to everybody in chat, like playing the game, for being patient with me whilst I had to sort out the things that I had to sort out.
Ugh.
And all the people that stopped by. I'm assuming that was a raid.
I think there might have been because there were some people that stopped by.
I don't have anywhere I can see that, so.
I don't know. I wasn't looking. So, yes.
Thanks,
I will. Awkward waves, of course.
You see what
as
the
we
keeping
have
a
to
married
awkward wave
couple.
away.
You can imagine me doing an awkward wave because I'm not turning my camera back on. 'Cause
I'll do one for you.
my internet says no tonight. Today.
Bye
Bye bye, everybody.